These are 10 of my most anticipated action figures of the rest of 2025. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today in this video I want to make a quick video of my most wanted or most anticipated figures for the rest of 2025. I believe I did one in the beginning of the year. Now we pretty much have practically the rest of the figures that we know will be releasing by the end of this year. There still probably will be a few more figure arts because the last figures they recently announced, like Kizaru, releases in like November. So I'm gonna do 5 honorable mentions and then I'm gonna do my list. They won't really be in a specific order. Maybe my last 3 will be my top 3 most wanted anticipated figures of 2025. But for my honorable mentions, let's get into that quickly. Like I said, they're not in any particular order. So this one I believe just released in Japan or is about to, and that is the amazing Yamaguchi Saitama. This looks like it'll be the best 1/12 scale Saitama that is around at the moment. We really don't have many. We just have the Dasen model one, which was alright. Good for its time. And then there's the Figma one, which really isn't that good. This amazing Yamaguchi one, pun intended, does look amazing. You get a ton of awesome accessories. You get a cloth wired cape as well. And you know it's going to be a super duper fun figure to pose around because it's amazing Yamaguchi. Next here for honorable mentions, this figure I originally did not want, but after getting the adult Daima, Vegeta, and Goku, I need to get it, and that is the adult Daima Piccolo. Yeah, some people aren't the biggest fan of the animation style. I'm not too crazy about it, and I wish they, added shading on these figures, but articulation-wise, this is going to be a dope figure. Plus, you get a cloth wired cape with Piccolo as well, and I believe this is the first time, not counting the kid version, that we're going to be getting a cloth wired Piccolo cape, which is pretty damn awesome. Next here, we have a figure which I believe is releasing at the end of this month, and that is the SH Figure Arts Ren Goku. This I really can't wait for. There's 2 figures in the line that I am so excited to get, and he is one of them. He didn't make my top 10 list, but out of all the figures that will be releasing from here on out to the end of the year, he is definitely one of my most anticipated. Now, next here, we have 2 different figures from third-party companies. Not sure if they're going to be releasing this year. That's why I didn't put them on my list. If they were, and we knew they're going to be releasing this year, I mean, they could. I'm not sure yet. So I put them on my honorable mentions. So one of them is the Mythos anime Broly. And this has always been my favorite version of the Z Broly, where his power is being held back by that jewel that his father prevents him from going berserk. So it's before he gets all bulky in like his Hulk mode. So this version of Broly, I've always wanted SH Figure Arts to make. They never did, sadly. Who knows? Maybe at some point they will, but I'm really happy Mythos Anime is going to be making this. Not sure when it's going to be releasing. That's why I put it on my honorable mentions. And last here, I have no idea when this figure is going to be releasing. We only got a render of it, and it was an unpainted render prototype, and that is Bro Toys, who I've never heard of, and they're going to be making a version of Guts. Now, if you're a huge Berserk and Guts fan, you were a bit let down by the Guts figures we have gotten from Figure Arts. The Berserker armor was definitely a bit better than their Black Swordsman Guts, but the Bro Toys Guts looks really, really good, and I'm so curious as how the painted prototype's going to look, the actual figure, when it's going to release. And with the Broly, same with the Guts, not sure when it's going to be releasing, so that's why I put it on my honorable mentions. So that's the honorable mentions. Now let's get into the listeroo. Alright, so here we go. My 10 most anticipated figures for the second half of 2025. And like I said, they're not going to be in any particular order besides probably at least the last 2, 100%. So this one here, the amazing Yamaguchi Genos. Genos is hands down one of my favorite characters from One Punch Man, and his figure looks absolutely amazing. Pun intended, once again. I love what they did with the effects. I love how we have the sleeveless, like jean jacket looking thing where it's cloth so you can remove it or you could have him wearing it, which is dope. But articulation wise, you know this is going to be an extremely fun figure to pose around. I'm so excited for them to not announce, but reveal Garu. We only saw like a render picture of him or a silhouette of him. We haven't even seen how the figure looks or an unpainted prototype or anything like that. We've gotten that with Saitama and Genos from Amazing Yamaguchi, but not with Garu yet. Garu is my favorite character from One Punch Man. Genos is my second favorite. So very, very excited for Genos to release. I think he releases in a couple months actually. Next year we're gonna jump over to SH Figure Arts. I have a few SH Figure Arts on here, but Sage Mode Jiraiya. We all knew this was coming. They did Orochimaru first. I mean, we've gotten Jiraiya in the when the line first started, and then they did like a San Diego or New York Comic Con exclusive like a couple years ago, which was all right. But they definitely need to give them that updated articulation and mold that they use for their Naruto line. So we are going to be getting the Sage Mode Jiraiya, which I am hyped as hell for. I love Jiraiya. He's one of my favorite characters, and I know he's a lot of people's favorite character as well. And I really love how they give you the option to either make him just regular Jiraiya or in his Sage mode. Even though I feel like they could have threw in a couple more accessories for when he's not in Sage mode, you know, so that's a little bit disappointing. Besides that, I can't wait for this one to release. All right, next here, we're going to jump over to Mythos Anime, and it is their son, Wukong, aka Goku. So they're going to be doing a few different versions of him. We will be getting two different Super Saiyan versions. So we have a one that has two different Super Saiyan hair sculpts, and we do have the one with a power down and a Super Saiyan hair sculpt. Then we do have the one I can't wait for, the Ultra Instinct, which comes with Mastered and Omen. Yes, I said Instinct by accident. I meant Instinct. And then we're also going to be getting one that's Super Saiyan hair sculpt and Super Saiyan blue. So four different options. They all sold out super quick. I think I also pre-ordered the Super Saiyan one as well. I pre-ordered two of them. I believe it was the Super Saiyan, and I know it was the Ultra Instinct one. But the Super Saiyan one, I believe, is the one that has the bloody faces. One of them does. That was the other one I pre-ordered. But Mythos Anime is Beast Deities, which is also Kong Studios. I love this third-party company. I actually like them more than Figure Arts currently at the moment, and they really make some amazing Dragon Ball figures. So I'm very, very excited for this to release. And two of the figures are like battle damaged as well, which is awesome. So this is definitely one of my most anticipated figures of this year, and I totally forgot when it's releasing. I think towards the end of the year, if I am not mistaken. All right, so continuing on here, let's hop over to Figma. And this is the only Figma figure I have pre-ordered. I really don't buy Figma anymore, but as I mentioned before, a Guts figure. They are making Skull Knight. I am a huge, huge Berserk and Guts fan. I love Skull Knight as well. He's one of my favorite characters in the series. And Figma's Skull Knight looks beautiful. So you can get the regular version without the horse. Doesn't have as many of the accessories, or you can get the DX version, which is the one I pre-ordered, which comes with the horse and like an extra sword or two or something like that. But the figure looks really, really good, man. He has the cloth cape. The horse looks dope, and I just love the look of his armor. And this thing just looks so freaking awesome. I think he releases towards the end of the year. I could be mistaken. It'll probably pop up on the screen. When these release, I'll probably put up the release dates on the screen there. So yeah, Skull Knight, the Figma one, definitely one of my most anticipated figures for this year. And since we're talking about Berserk, we'll hop over to SH Figure Arts, and this, I believe, releases this month, and that is the Band of the Hawk Guts. Now, out of all the Guts figures Figure Arts has made, this one really looks the best. I know a lot of people are questioning if he has torso articulation. He definitely will have waist articulation because of his armor. It could be restricted, but the figure really looks phenomenal. And I hope they give us Casca's release date soon because a lot of people are patiently waiting for that. I personally want them to make Serpico so we can like finish Guts's new crew, and then we have to get Farnese. Farnese? I think that's how you pronounce her name. And then we'll officially have like all the members of Guts's new crew. Serpico is another one of my favorite characters, and we need a goddamn anime to pick it up from the Black Swordsman. The Black Swordsman arc. Alright, so yeah, the Band of the Hawk, Guts, another one of my most anticipated figures. And like I said, I believe he releases towards the end of the month, just like Ren Goku. Alright, so now we're getting into my top 5. Now, these I did put in order. So coming in at number 5 is the SH Figuarts 4.0 Super Saiyan Goku. The adult Daima Goku and the Vegeta, their articulation is fantastic, and I love this direction they are heading with the Dragon Ball figures, and I love that they're giving us a new Super Saiyan Goku. Their 2.0 Super Saiyan Goku wasn't the best figure. This one looks so much better. The shading, I feel like, on the legs is a little heavy, but I like it than them not giving us shading. The hair sculpt looks good, faces look good, and articulation-wise, this is going to be a really, really fun figure to pose around, and I'm hoping from here on out, all these figures now, including the Krillin they recently announced from the Namek saga, will have this new 4.0-ish articulation, because the movement on these are so good, and make the figures, they really take the fun level up a notch with the new articulation on these figures. So I am super hyped for this, and it's definitely one of my most anticipated figures of this year. Right, so number 4 here, again with SH Figuarts, that's Usopp. Me as a One Piece fan, I love the Figuarts One Piece line. I want to complete the Straw Hats, and giving us Usopp is another step in that direction. We're still waiting for the Sanji, the Romance Dawn or pre-time skip versions. Once we get that, we'll officially have 5 Straw Hat members. So we'll have half the crew, and they'll just need to make the rest or the other half of their pre-time skip versions of these Straw Hats. Chopper, Nico Robin, Frankie, Brooke, and Jinbei, which I hope they do. This is what most collectors want. And Tamashii Nations likes to jump around when it comes to these figure lines they have that are more popular than the other ones. Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece seem to be their most popular anime figure lines, and what the One Piece line seems to be getting really, really popular. So them making Usopp makes me very happy as a One Piece fan. I mean, you could really just use the Wano version Sanji to fill in for now. Yeah, he's technically time skip, but until we get the Romance Dawn one, which I think will release in December, because we're getting Kizaru in November, so I feel like that Sanji might be the next reveal and announcement. But the Usopp looks so good. This looks like a really, really fun figure. It looks better than the Luffy figures. It looks like just as good as the Romance Dawn Zoro, so I'm super hyped for this Usopp and cannot wait for this to release. So now getting into my top 3, coming in at number 3 is a group of characters, and that is the Medi Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. All 4 of them are going to be releasing this year. The Raphael and Leonardo, I believe, are going to be releasing any month now, and then a few months later we'll get Donatello and Michelangelo. But these, hands down, look like the best 1/12 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. The detail on these are absolutely beautiful. The articulation looks really good, and the accessories. Look at how many accessories they're hooking each one of these Ninja Turtles up with. Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. They are giving you a ton of stuff with these figures. Yeah, they're about like $80, $90. They look worth $100 to me. They definitely look like they are worth that price tag. These have been one of my most anticipated figures of this year, and we're getting closer and closer to the release dates, and I can't wait to get these. I won't need to get any other Ninja Turtle figures ever again. These will do it for me. Alright, so my last 2 here. So we're gonna head over to Black Hole Toys, another third-party company that makes Dragon Ball figures. And I think they've been back and forth, but I think for the most part they've been alright. They've had a couple bad releases that I believe were rushed, but this one here is their Majin Vegeta. They're making 4 different versions, so you do have 2 non-battle damage and then 2 battle damaged, and then 2 of them are darker blue, his clothing, and then the other 2 aren't as dark of a blue. All of them look great, and these look leagues better than what Tamashii Nations gave us, and I know Tamashii Nations will probably never give us a battle damage. We're still waiting for a regular battle damage Vegeta that we still haven't gotten, so this is supposed to release this year, but I hope they take their time and really put their all into making these, because these can be the Majin Vegeta figures that we as fans wanted, and these just look so damn good, man. Now, for my most anticipated figure of this year, this is like hands down one of my favorite characters, period, and that's Akaza, the SH Figure Arts Akaza. This figure looks awesome. Accessory-wise, bit disappointing, Tamashii Nation. Stop jipping us with accessories, especially with how you're really effing us over lately with the tariffs that you want to claim as making these prices jump up, especially your premium Bandai exclusives, which I feel like is a bunch of bullshit. That's a whole other topic. I can do a video on that if you really, really want me to. Let me know in the comments, because things are getting out of control with that. But the Akaza is like a regular priced figure, like around like $70-ish, which isn't too bad, but yeah, the accessories, man, pretty damn disappointing. Just like the basic stuff, hands and faces, which is fine, but it's like, come on, man, you could have thrown in some of his blue energy effects. You know, Buzzmod did that. I mean, what can you do? The figure itself, though, looks great. The articulation looks awesome on it. Detail looks on point, looks like a Akaza. There's other companies out there who are just horrendous when it comes to accuracy. McFarlane Toys. But, I mean, Buzzmods, that's my favorite Akaza figure at the moment. Figma didn't do that great of a job with theirs, but Figure Arts looks like they really were trying to get the accuracy down and trying to make the playability, you know, top notch, which it does look like from the poses that they have him in the promo pictures here. Like I said, the accessories definitely could have been a little bit better, but besides that, like I said, he's one of my just all-time favorite characters, and the more figures of him, can't complain, man. This is my most anticipated figure of this year. So there you have it. There is my 10 most anticipated figures pretty much for the second half of 2025. Be sure to let me know in the comments some of your most anticipated figures of 2025. I mean, if it goes into 2026, that's fine too. There's a few figures like Mafex and stuff that we know are releasing in 2026. But yeah, let me know in the comments some of your most anticipated figures of the year. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, I will catch you on the next episode of Daredevil 19, and I will also see you guys later.
Whoa! Yeah!
We shall start with revenge.
I am the knight. Gonna change the future.